Well, what is it, June already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Halfway through. Wow, things are flying. We had a nice meeting today with the board of directors, and we thought we'd give you a little update. We have a guest speaker here, Jim Faze.
I'm a guest.
Thank you,
Yes,
Jim.
yes.
For joining us.
He's a member of the board of directors, and he's taken on a responsibility, and he wants to talk to you a little bit about the endowment fund.
The GRAR Endowment Fund was actually started 6 or 7 years ago, and I'm very proud of that when it started. What we were doing is kind of resurrecting that and bringing it back to the forefront of our members and back into focus. We've kind of renamed it. We're now the Realtors Community Endowment Fund, which really, I think, fits our goals and our perspectives the best. This is an endowment fund that provides housing and shelter needs for our people that live and work in our community. So it's something that really, I think it's that time and place to have that enacted and in place for our membership. It'll also include not only down payment assistance for some of our buyers and sellers out there to help put transactions together, but it'll provide disaster relief in case we have another flooding in Grand Rapids that occurred a few weeks ago, so that we can be there, be involved, and help people in our community. Do you have questions?
Yeah, how do you plan on funding it?
What we're looking for is just small donations from every member and our affiliates. So this is something that's not going to be short-term, long-term, everyone just giving a few extra dollars here or there, and we're going to build that endowment, and we're going to make an impact in our community with your help.
That's right.
Great. Well, thanks, Jim. I know you got a busy day. You going to stick around and talk to us today?
Well, you don't need me here because I've seen this show before.
Have you really?
Oh.
So are you a regular
Yes,
tune-in person?
yes. My mother too loves watching that.
Really?
Very
Fantastic.
Here,
important.
this is for your mother.
Get right to it. Thank you very much for
Thanks,
having
Jim.
me today.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
We've got a few other things going on, and I thought we would bring you up to speed on some of the things that are in process. We've had quite a bit of conversation with Swimrick about the Rapatoni software that we use every day for our MLS access, and we don't really feel that it fits all the applications that we'd like to use it for. We think it's weak in some of the areas. We've had some conversation with the Swimrick managers. We've met, and I've met in several meetings on this topic, and it seems like there are some better options available for us. What we're trying to do now is do that research. Swimrick has brought it down to 3 different vendors, and there's a good chance that they're either going to suggest that we change from Rapatoni to one of the new vendors or bring one of the new vendors on as a secondary MLS. We're also doing our internal review of software to determine whether in fact if Rapatoni is continued or one of the other vendors is selected and we feel there's another one that's out there, we want to make the best option available to our members. So we're doing that research now. More to come on that, but I would guess 30 days from now we'll probably have a little better direction, and 60 days it could be such that we'd be in implementation. So just for your information about that.
Technology is fast and moving.
Yes, it is.
Move with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Carla's going to talk to us a little bit about some things we're doing to the building here.
Pretty exciting. We're trying to look at an option on Monday, a vendor that would be able to provide some technology upgrades for our meeting room over there, that we can actually begin to do some meetings outside here in terms of you can log in and do a webinar, and we would be able to broadcast that out for you. So we're really looking at upgrading our technology and looking at some new ways of communicating, which we've really been needing to do for a while. So we're excited about that, and that's on Monday.
That would give an option for people that are outside of the core Grand Rapids area to really have access to this. So we think it's important with gas prices the way they are, where it is. It would be nice to be able to sit in your office and do that, and you can take an hour, but with a half-hour drive time it might not be. So we're trying to think about that. We're going to check that out and see if Dan will let us have some money for that. He's pretty tight with the money.
That's our treasurer, by the way.
Oh, that's true.
Do you need to know his last name?
Dan Otten.
Dan
yes,
Otten,
yeah.
just in case you don't know who that is.
Another thing we're talking about, when we were in DC, there was some discussion about public websites and whether in fact it's the association's position to have a strong website, or is it the broker's website that is where everything should be driven to. And we've seen examples from the high end at the Houston Association of Realtors to actually some associations that have no websites at all as far as public public facing. So we're having quite a bit of conversation about that, and we're trying to determine whether in fact we can be viable and compete against some of the major players out there. Everybody hears of Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com, but when it comes down to when I type in Grand Rapids real estate, what comes up? And is it important for us to have a public facing website that's going to be that #1 spot and then focus the leads that come in back to the listing agent or the listing broker? Or should we let the brokers continue to do that? We're trying to get some research together on that, and hopefully once we have it, we can bring it to the brokers and find out what they'd like to have us do. So that's where we're at. We're still in the research phase on that. And what else are we doing?
We had a discussion today too about coming soon. You want me to address that?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing that now has arisen, and every new market brings new challenges. And one that we're currently looking at is the coming soon signs that are going up in properties, and are they going to be listed? Are they selling before they're listed? Does that give the seller the best option for price? Does that give all buyers the ability to put offers in, and we can help continue to drive the market with appreciation of our values? So we're really taking a look at how that needs to be addressed. I don't think we have a real definitive answer today, but we are looking at that discussion and making sure that it's reasonable to all players. And really who we serve, of course, is our marketplace with our buyers and sellers, and those are the people who need to win.
Right.
So
we're just concerned that potentially there are sellers out there that don't understand it doesn't hit the MLS.
Right.
Well, do I get the most exposure? Am I really doing the right thing for me to get the most dollars out of the house for me? And I can understand that there's a whole reason for it to be in one way and a whole reason to be in another direction, but we just want to make sure sellers are aware of what's going on,
Right.
so they can make an intelligent decision with the listing agent they've decided on. So
Yep.
with that,
we serve.
we're here, and if
That's
you have
right.
questions, we'd love to hear from you, but until then, you're going to have to wait until July to hear from us again.
That's right. Enjoy your summer. Thank you.